Have you ever felt like you're trying to build a house, but you don't have a blueprint? That's exactly what writing a paper can feel like when you just jump right in. Well, today we're going to grab our hard hats and dive into the most critical phase, pre-writing. This is where the real work, the smart work, begins. And our guide for this whole project is Mohammed AbdEllah's fantastic book, Academic Writing, Simple Concepts and Easy Skills. All right, let's get to it.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the architect's master plan, why pre-writing is so important. Then, we'll survey the assignment, brainstorm for our materials, lock in that crucial cornerstone question, and finally draft our blueprint. It's a solid plan for explaining a solid plan.
Okay, first things first, the architect's master plan. This is all about a mindset shift. See, pre-writing isn't some boring chore you have to rush through. No, it's the strategic, creative phase where your entire project really takes shape. It's where a powerful plan comes to life from just a blank page.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. We've all been there, right? Staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page, trying to force a perfect sentence into existence. But think about it. A great building isn't built one random brick at a time. It's built on a solid foundation. And that foundation, that's exactly what pre-writing gives you.
So what even is pre-writing? It's literally everything you do before you start that first draft. It's all about preparing, planning, and most importantly, solving problems before they become huge headaches. Trust me, spending a little time here will save you hours of frustration and painful rewrites later on.
All right, let's get practical. Our first real step is surveying the assignment. An architect would never, ever start digging without surveying the land first. And you shouldn't either. You've got to understand the terrain you're about to build on.
And here is your map for that survey. This checklist is your best friend. What are you building? A giant skyscraper or a cozy bungalow? That's your genre. What are the rules? The local building codes. Those are your key terms, requirements, and formatting. Getting this stuff right from the get-go makes sure you don't accidentally build your masterpiece in the wrong neighborhood.
So, once you know the lay of the land, it's time to gather your building materials. This is the brainstorming phase, and honestly, it's one of the most fun parts. This is where you just let loose and generate all the raw ideas that will become the heart of your project.
Now, the big rule here, you have to turn off that inner critic, just for a little while. Brainstorming is all about quantity, not quality. Every single idea, even the ones that seem a little out there, is a potential building block. Just let your thoughts flow without any judgment and see what you find.
And if you need some help getting started, here are some amazing tools. If you're a visual person, things like mind mapping or clustering are perfect. You can literally see how your ideas connect. But if you feel stuck, free writing is a game changer. Just write. Don't stop, don't edit, just let the words pour out. Play around with these and see what works for you.
Okay, you've got this great pile of raw materials. Now you need to find and shape the single most important piece of your entire structure, the cornerstone. And in writing, your cornerstone is your research question. Everything, and I mean everything, is built upon it.
And listen, a weak cornerstone means a weak building. It's that simple. A strong research question has to check all these boxes. Is it actually relevant? Is it focused and specific enough to be manageable? Is it a genuine question you actually care about? And, maybe most importantly, can you actually research it and answer it? This one question will guide every single decision you make from here on out.
And just like an architect chooses a certain style, you need to choose the right type of question for your project. A descriptive question is like taking a detailed photo. It just describes what's there. An explanatory one is more like an X-ray, showing you the how or why behind something. And a correlational question is like building a bridge. It connects two different things to see how they're related. The question you pick really defines the entire shape of your paper.
We've surveyed the site, we've gathered our materials, and our cornerstone is set. Now it's time for the final, most detailed part of the planning phase, drafting the final blueprint. This is your outline, and it's where your vision becomes a rock-solid, actionable plan.
And don't think of your outline as just a simple list. It's so much more. It's like the view from a helicopter, showing you your entire project from above. It's where you organize your thoughts and arrange your ideas into a flow that just makes sense. And, crucially, it's where you can spot any gaps or weak spots in your logic before you've wasted any time writing.
So how do you build this thing? It's a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, just list out your main points in an order that makes sense. Then, for each of those points, you'll slot in the specific evidence or support you're going to use. Finally, you flush it all out, drawing that detailed blueprint with all the subpoints.
And here's what a classic blueprint can look like. See how organized it is? Your intro needs a hook, some background, and your main argument. That's your thesis. Each body paragraph has its own job to do, with a topic sentence, supporting details, and a wrap-up. And then the conclusion brings it all home. Everything has a place, and it all works together perfectly.
And this is the real magic. With a solid blueprint in your hands, writing is no longer this scary, mysterious process. It becomes a confident act of assembly. You're not trying to create something out of thin air anymore. You're just building, piece by piece, according to the brilliant plan you've already designed.
So, the planning is done, the foundation is solid, your blueprint is complete. The only question left is, what amazing thing are you going to build? Thanks for tuning in.